What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Rambling Garage. Today we're going to start Trans Am vlog number 3. We have 3 and 4 coming here. They're both going to be for the GTA, which is right here with me. 3 is going to be, what's 3 going to be? We got some maintenance stuff we got to do on this thing. I noticed a trans leak under the car after winter storage, just a couple drops. So I want to make sure I address that. If you guys recall, we put the new trans pan on last year, all new gasket. That one's got a drain plug on it. What I'm hoping is the drain plug maybe just kind of got a little loose. I'm pretty sure I checked to make sure it was tight, but who knows? So we're gonna check that out. I'm hoping it's not a pan gasket leak, but if it is, we'll just replace the gasket again. Outside of that, it needs an oil change. I'm putting different struts in the rear. I have KYB gas adjusts in there right now. They are really, really firm, and the roads around here, I just don't like them. So I'm gonna get rid of them. They handle really well. They make the car perform very nicely, but I don't know. They only got like 500 miles on them. If somebody wants them, I'll ship them to you for 40 bucks. Just let me know. But so we're gonna do that. We're gonna replace the ragdoll with a solid steering shaft, or not the ragdoll, the rag joint in the steering shaft, whatever. And then that might be it. I am going to also do new hatch mount or things up here. The hatch is it's closing a little bit to the driver's side and it's starting to rub a little bit. Now I want to take care of that sooner rather than later. So I don't know if we'll get that in this video or not. So that's what I got, guys. Also could probably bleed the cooling system a little bit. It gets a little warm sitting in traffic. So I want to do that. In the next video, we're going to do a full color correction on this car. We're going to make it look mint again and wash it and correct it and just really go into the details like we did on the WS6. So that's what we got. I'm gonna turn around. We're gonna get this thing up in the air and we're gonna start working on it, starting with the oil change, I think. All right, guys, so you know how I said I had a whole thing full of oil filters for the last car? It's because when I had the Concorde, which I actually have sold, I don't think I told the channel yet, this came with it, and it's just full. So there's gotta be, there's gotta be at least like 18 to 20 of them in there. So kind of the same deal. I buy some of these things in bulk, and I have some nice Bosch premium oil filters. I got, it looks like 5 in there. So these will work for the GTA. We'll grab those. We got we're gonna run with this Pennzoil 10W30 in the Bosch filter. Before we do that, I gotta go figure out what the leak is from. The leak is currently bigger than I thought it was. So we look under here. Leaking all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna clean that up and figure out what's going on. I think it's leaking from the pan, so I don't know if the pan loosened up a bit or if the gasket just kind of crapped out on me. So worst case, we gotta drop the pan and replace the gasket. Won't be too bad. So let's get under there and figure out what's going on. All right, so I cleaned up the mess and I think I stopped the leak for the time being, but look at, I don't know what happened there. I don't recall over tightening the life out of those things, but I'm gonna drop the fluid out here. Probably not a bad idea anyways, just to flow through, get some more fluid in there, newer fluid. So there were a couple bolts that were a little loose, so I'll just need to replace the gasket and make sure I hit the correct torque spec this time. And maybe the cork gasket is just kind of garbage. So yeah, so I'm gonna order some new ATF. We'll drop this, we'll drain the fluid overnight. I'm gonna go over do the oil change first so that we can let the trans fluid drain a little longer overnight, and then we can do that tomorrow. This underbody of this car is freaking filthy, so I gotta get under here and I'm gonna use a brush this time, I think, and just really clean it all up. I do want to replace this Y pipe as well because this was a dual cat car. You can see that the cats were just deleted. I want to get a MagnaFlow Y pipe with the dual cats just to make it factory. So that's what I'm gonna be doing eventually. But yeah, you see up in here, like, that kind of looks like it's rusty, but it's not. It's just dirty, so I really want to clean that up, and I think it'll look fantastic. The lower arms on there, they are rusty. They're just uncoated steel. So, and then the rest, it just needs to be cleaned up. It looks pretty good, so just needs some scrubbing. So we're gonna do that here eventually. I don't know if we'll do it in this video, but it'll look pretty good once we're done. right, filter and plugger back in. Draining ATF right now, so we can drop the pan. That kind of sucks because it's brand new fluid and you can tell. Whatever. So we'll get that dropped. We'll drop the pan tomorrow and we'll top her off with new fluid, new gasket. Get that all taken care of. So that'll drain for a while. We'll go up top and top the oil off. Alright, oil is good. Still letting ATF just kind of drip. And we're gonna let that do that overnight so I can get a gasket. Hopefully somebody in town has one for me. I don't think I have one, unless I have. This is sitting over here from the last time I did it. I don't know if I have the gasket. There was a thinner gasket that I probably, hindsight, should have used. So I don't know if it's there or not. So that's the original pan. But I'll look around for that, or else I'll just go buy another one. So everything's looking good. One other thing we need to do is recharge the system. The valve on the high side here went bad and leaked out, I would say all or a good bit of the Freon in the system. So that's kind of unfortunate because it pressure tested fine and then gave out shortly after. So I have new valves for it. We'll get that taken care of. But I think we're gonna call it a night. Everything is so far looking okay. We didn't make much progress, but it's getting kind of late, and I want to go inside and relax for a bit. So we'll call it a night tonight and come back tomorrow and hopefully get all the other stuff done. Well, I got a couple boxes in. I got the XLGs, the hardware, and those look new, so hopefully they haven't been sitting around too long. I'm sure they are perfectly fine. So we'll get those tossed in there, and then I also got this box, which is the rag joint replacement. Just open it up. I haven't looked at it yet. So that should be a pretty easy replacement as well. So I can get both of these done in this video, not right now. I gotta go and finish my workday, and then we'll come back out, get those done. Get the. I also grabbed a couple gallons of ATF there from Farm and Fleet. That stuff's made by Citgo, so it's good stuff. And yeah, so we'll drop that. I'm still waiting on my pan gasket and everything, but maybe we'll start on the rear suspension stuff and get all that taken care of while we wait. So I got the steering shaft out. I'm gonna take some time and clean up in here a little bit. You can see it's out back there. There's a when you do it, there's a 15mm bolt back there and a 7/16 up here. So you just need to take those out, and then you need to wiggle it out. It's kind of a pain getting it out, but you can get it out. There's another really good video online on YouTube if you guys can't figure it out. But yeah, I want to just clean down in there before we get that other one in there, since we have the room to do so. And the other one is, I think, like Hooker or somebody makes one of these, and I'm sure theirs fits better. This side fits fine. This is the side on the steering box. This is the side that goes to the wheel, and I've been having to try and polish the inside out, and I don't have a good sanding disc to do that. So I'm gonna go get a sanding disc. We'll open it up. It's almost there. It just doesn't fit totally correctly. So if you buy one of these cheap ones, make sure that you check all of these. A couple of these were a little loose, so I tightened them up. What it's going to do is it's going to slip on, and then it just uses a screw up here, so you don't need to notch like if you were to use an Astrovan steering shaft. So you just tighten them up there. Alright, so I got this apart. I just want to show you guys what I had to grind on this one. This is just one of the cheap eBay ones, so if you get like the one from Hooker, you might not have to do this, but just ground the top and bottom really is what it is. You can focus there. So fits perfect now, so we'll get it back in. I cleaned it all up. I'm going to put some better grease on it, and we'll put it back together. Alrighty, and it is in. It looks pretty good. It's pretty solid in there. As far as I can tell, it's not moving on it without like the shaft that goes to the wheel moving. And same down there. So I didn't show you very well because my arm's in the way, but same down there. There's no play in it as far as I can tell. So looks good. I gotta tighten up these and then lock them with the nuts. Same up there, and then I'm gonna add one more on that side because there's no grooves up there, so I want to tighten it up. The stud that they sent is just a little long, so there will be another one on the, you guys can't really see that, but on the side here. So almost done. I'm hoping that adds a good bit of driving rigidity to this thing. I'm realizing how badly I need to really deep clean this engine bay. I did a little bit, and it's not that bad when it's not in direct sunlight, but it gets really nasty, so I need to pull this out and scrub it all and just spray it down. But alright, on to under the car or something. Maybe the shocks, maybe the trans pan, maybe, I don't know. Pan is down. We can kind of tell where we were running into issues. You can see it was like, that's not going to hold. It's messed up on both sides. It tore on both sides. Only tore on the inside, both sides, but where it was really leaking is here where it tore all the way through, and you can just tell it was over torqued all the way around. So new gasket, we'll put it back in. And also got a magnet because this one did not come with a magnet, so we're going to put a magnet in here. And if you don't have a magnet in your trans pan, you're just kind of asking for metal shavings and such to get recirculated, and you don't want that. So we'll get it cleaned up, we'll get a magnet in there, and we'll proceed. Alright, we got this clean enough. We got our magnet there. Something I noticed too is when I put this on, I used the RTV, but I used the black stuff, and that's not rated for automatic transmission fluid, so it could have eaten through. I think it's more of a gasket issue, but we're going to scrape this clear on the raised section because that's really the mounting section. So I'll clean that up, but we're going to put the magnet in there just right on the flat spot. Clean it up with degreaser so it should stick fine, and then yeah, we'll clean those up and try and get this back in the car. Not sure how well you guys can see, but we got our new gasket in there. It's not a cork gasket, so it should hold a little better, take a little more torque. So I feel pretty confident about that. It's in there. I'm gonna let it sit overnight just to let it kind of seal up and do its thing. I think that I always like to do that, so we'll let it sit. We're gonna work back on the rear shocks. We'll do that, and we'll call it a night. And would you look at that? Got a new shock there. Go over there. Got a new shock there. Got the XLGs in, perfect fit as they should be, and ready to go back down. I'm gonna show you guys that it's pretty simple. If you have questions, ask. But it's just a nut here, nut up top. Put the car on jacks and lower the rear. Drop them out. It's a one-person job, easy peasy. So get the car back on the stands and figure out what we're doing next. Alright, back on the ground. If you guys are doing these in a third gen, you have to put the seats forward, pull the carpet back, and there's those little styrofoam foam things. They just cover the rods of the struts. So those are back in. The gas adjust, you can tell these things, I could probably pass these off as new if I were a scumbag, but I'm not. So $40 if somebody wants them, let me know. As of this moment, they're still for sale. I'm going to put them up on the third gen page too. So new top hardware for both. Bottom bushings are obviously in just fine condition, so just a little too firm for my liking. They're a good bit beefier than the XLGs that I put in there. I will ship them in an XLG box because that's what I have, but you're getting the gas adjust. So let me know if you want them. There we have it. I have the taillights off because I'm doing a detailing video as well, but steering shaft is out and replaced. I need to get another piece of hardware tomorrow, and we'll wrap that up. Shocks are good. Trans pan's good. I don't know. I feel like, I want to fix the exhaust. It leaks a little bit, so I'm going to use just got some gasket that I'm going to use on the clamp that I'm using for the time being. So we'll use that on the exhaust until I get the Y pipe. I think that's it, guys. So I'm going to pick this up tomorrow, but we're almost done with this for the time being. I need to order the rear hatch hinges, and yeah, that'll be the last of most of it. And we just got to deep clean this thing. The outside looks good. The underbody really needs some attention, in my opinion, as does under the hood. So we're going to tackle that stuff. And yeah, so I did a burnout the other day. Posted a video. This side, Got a little bit on it. It's just a little baby burnout. Huh, I got it dirty. It's kind of funny. Didn't notice it, but yep. So, alrighty, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, so I used some of that, got our exhaust all cleaned up. I took the clamp off. You can see down there, I think. I had that clamp on it. I just used some of that to seal it up for the time being before we get the Y-pipe, which will be coming eventually. And tighten up the lower bolts on the shocks there. We'll start it up and see if the exhaust sounds better. Ideally it does. I still have to, I topped off the trans fluid, but I got to get it hot and make sure we got the right amount in there. And the only other thing we need to do is add the hardware to the steering shaft and Loctite that so it doesn't come off. So a couple things left to do, and once we do that, we get the car back on the ground and we can go for a little drive and hear how it sounds. Alrighty, continuing on the GTA, I got the pan off yet again because it's leaking. I ordered some of this. I'm not going to use it, but I'm going to use it as a straight edge to show you exactly why it was leaking. I don't know how well you can tell there. There's a gap there. A lot of gaps here on this side. Doesn't work very well for a straight edge, but there's some gaps in there that we're not allowing it to seal. And you can actually, I can feel it here. So this is like raised. I don't think I ever over torqued these. I think what happened is I ran a cork gasket kind of like that before with some RTV. I think it sealed up the imperfections, and I tried to put it on dry this time, and it wasn't a thick enough gasket to take care of that. So it's not worth it to me to continue using this because I don't want to have to RTV the hell out of this, and I don't want to have to RTV the other side of it on the trans pan. I just want it to be a clean, dry install. So luckily I kept my other pan around, got a new gasket. We're just going to toss this in, and I'm going to lose my drain plug. So kind of sucks because I bought the magnet, I tossed it in a couple times, wasted a couple quarts, but whatever. It is what it is. So yeah. Not going to do it on camera, but we'll get this tossed back in, and then we can finally get the car on the ground. We can go see how those shocks behave and see how tight the steering is and everything. So looking forward to doing that. I might clean this up a little bit. Got a little surface rust here and there, but all in all, this is in decent condition for just being tossed on the side of the garage. This does have a couple of very, very slightly low spots, but nothing that you can feel like the other one. So I think it'll be fine. And our way less cool stock pan is in. That thing is way heavier than the other one, so I can kind of tell why the other one warped. Could have been heat, could have been torque, I don't know. But that's in, new gasket, no drain pan, but whatever. We only got to drop it every, 5-6 years, so oh well. So we'll get some fluid in it, and we'll get this thing back on the ground and go for a ride. We're driving the little girl to work, so we're gonna get to test out the steering shaft, which even just here feels tighter. Rear shocks, and I actually also off camera installed my aux port here. You guys might have seen the short video for it, so got that routed up to the stereo there, so that'll be kind of nice to have hidden. It's always been back here, but I just ran it out so it was just kind of hanging, so it looks pretty good right there. And we can use, I just got this little Bluetooth adapter, works well, so listen to whatever we want. So yeah, let's go for a little drive, test this out, and already say that the exhaust sounds a little better. It doesn't sound as leaky. We'll see how tight the steering is and how those rear shocks feel. Alright, so I did notice my steering wheel is off just a touch. I need to fix that, but steering response I feel has improved. I haven't hit any bumps yet, so I don't know about the rear shocks, but the steering response feels quite a bit better coming in here. Still got a little exhaust leak, it sounds like, but not too bad. Yeah, steering feels a lot better. It's still got a little play in it, but I think a lot of that is the tires that I have. They're pretty soft, and the tires for this car have a pretty large sidewall. I do need to fix that. That's gonna bug the heck out of me that it is just a touch off. So I think I'm off one tooth. If I just rotate the shaft a little bit, should take care of that. All right, I'm on a pretty bumpy road on the way to work, and I have to say, these shocks are, I might have lost a little cornering efficiency, but these shocks are a lot more comfortable on roads like this. The car rattles a lot less. These cars rattle enough as it is, so to have it rattle less is a pretty vast improvement. I'm pretty happy with it overall. It's a nice little drive to work. Car's doing well. Running nice and cool, good oil pressure. It's a fun little cruiser for work, so very happy with those rear shocks. They're a lot more comfortable on my back, and they really do perform just about the same. So there you have it, guys. Just kind of cruising. This car is just a fun car to kind of drive around and have fun around town in. Not too fast, not too slow. It's pretty fun for town. Well, guys, we're out here swapping out cars, and one thing I forgot to mention, I played a little bit with this headlight cover before. It was down a good bit. It's still not perfect, but it's pretty dang good, and really makes the car look better when there's not a big old gap there. So that's where we're going to end our first GTA vlog. We got a detail one coming up. I haven't done that yet, but we're going to work on that too. So we got more vlog on the way with this guy. But yeah, just got it out here. Going to swap out. Nice little sunset in the background, and yeah, been having fun with this one. So we'll have more of this guy coming soon. But that's how we're going to wrap up this this vlog. A little exhaust note here at the end. Some tail lights. I love those tail lights. Looking good. So there you have it, guys. Another GTA vlog in the books, and I'll have more coming soon. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.